Here at the Power of Offense, we entertain you with legal commentary from a layman's point of view. That's what we do here at the Power of Offense. So I think we should go right into it, Rodney. Fair use, fair use.
He should be immediately reaching out to our European partners and others and send private signals of deterrence and de-escalation to Iran and find a way to avoid the onrush of war. And the best way to do that, of course, would be to rejoin the Iran deal and build on it.
The previous administration has now given Iran the go-ahead to develop nuclear weapons, and Iran is testing intercontinental missiles. Now, the thing that they're supposed to be preparing to do is attack Israel. Israel is closer to Iran than Boston is to Denver. You don't need intercontinental missiles to attack Israel. You need intercontinental missiles to attack people who are on another continent. And there's not a great mystery as to who would likely be the target of it if they ever decided to go that route.
President Joe Biden took executive action Wednesday to undo some of Donald Trump's signature initiatives, including the travel ban on visitors from several Muslim-majority countries, along with Trump's efforts to build a giant wall on the U.S.-Mexico.
Now, I want to stop it right here, Rodney, because, I do find it to be very idiotic, for the President Joe Biden, right, to terminate President Trump's executive orders concerning immigration, travel, as well as illegal immigration at the southern border. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because, in my opinion, right, by allowing certain type of hostile immigrants into the country, we could possibly set ourselves up for another 9/11 attack. You know what I mean? I don't think that it's wise as far as national security measures. Then with the situation down at the southern border, shouldn't us Americans have the ability, right? Shouldn't we be able to choose the immigrants that we want to naturalize into our country? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree to the, well, to me, it's a bigger picture. Like, why are the people from the southern borders all of a sudden over the last 25 years since the 92 NAFTA deal, why are they coming over here? Right. They didn't, they weren't coming over here at an alarming rate prior to that. So it's policies and laws of the United States that force people to flee for a better life, whether they're right or wrong. So I don't believe anyone is illegal if you're born on this planet. However, at the same time, people, if they have restrictions and rules and regulations of how people from other countries are to enter the country, those rules and regulations ought to be followed. So if they made a path or a way for people to come, that's the route people should come. But at the same time, they shouldn't be forcing them to come because of the policies in place in their country that eliminated prosperity for them and their families, which is why we have the overflood of the illegal immigrants from not only the southern borders, from the northern, eastern, and western borders as well.
That's a great point. All right, let's keep going.
Border.
Every country has to protect its own borders. There was a time when virtually every country in the Western Hemisphere not only allowed but encouraged immigration on a massive scale because they had the land and they needed the resources and so on. It's not at all clear that if you were to throw the borders wide open and let anyone come who wants to, that this would still be the same country 50 years from now.
Now, let's stop right here. I got to agree with him on that.
I agree with him on that too. And you can't just open the borders because there's too much hostility.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The United States has created like a target on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So if they open borders and the climate in which the planet is today, they open themselves up to be targeted easily. Right. So with that threat that they, in my opinion, based on the facts and based on history, that they put the world in a position to where everyone wants to attack America. So now it's a need for this type of security for the country because there's so many people who has their sights in on America, whether they couch it as people attacking their freedoms or people attacking because we do what we want to do, but there's something beyond and bigger than that. But you can't just let people come in, even if that wasn't happening. If they have a systematic way for people to come to the country, that need to be followed. So if they don't have that type of system, then open borders are fair. But if they have a system already in place that's been in place since the inception of those who created the Constitution and Declaration of Independence. So if they establish something based on their authority because the wars of that allowed them to make that type of declaration and to make the Constitution. So if they set up something way back then, they should be followed unless Congress changed the rules.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't appear that Congress changed the rules. It seems like presidents have changed the rules, but Congress are ignoring the rules and they just doing it on their own accord or have it done.
Facts. Now, I did want to plug this in there too, because that is spot on what you just said. I agree 100%. But I did want to say that to me, like leaving the borders open, right, it's like leaving your front door open to your home. Now, like I know, Rodney, that each state within the union has what is called the castle doctrine, right? Where you have the right to protect the inside of your home. You have the right to defend your castle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to me, having open borders or having a border with no type of a fence. Now, a fence would be I'm trying to think of, it's a measure to deter activity. They want to deter people from crossing over. It's to prevent intrusion. That's the purpose of a fence, is to prevent intrusion, right?
Right.
Or some type of wall. Now, where I'm getting at is this, right? To me, having an open border, again, it's the same thing as having your door open, right? And if you just leave your door open, then I can assure you that anybody or everybody might just walk into your home. It doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Don't you want to be able to determine who gets access to your home? But I'm gonna take it a step further, right? What about the resources of your home? Now, right now here in the DMV, it's cold outside. We're in the winter season, so it's pretty chilly. And if we were to leave our door open right now here in the DMV, we would be letting out heat, resources. So again, to me, having an open border is not only just allowing people in, but it's even allowing resources to escape you. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Right. Yeah. That's a fair point.
Right. Let's keep going.
And so, in a sense, you can't let everybody come to America, because if everybody came to America, it wouldn't be America anymore. So that's not an option that we have. The most we can do is try to weigh many very different kinds of considerations.
Now, I want to stop right there too, because I agree with him. You know what I mean? That to me, right, me being an American citizen by birthright, right? To me, being a citizen of America is a privilege. And the reason why I'm saying that, and I'm talking in reference to people that want to naturalize in to become citizens such as myself. To me, it's a privilege. Why am I saying this? Because we have a capitalistic society, right? Where people can actually pull themselves up by their bootstraps and they can actually create wealth. They can move up the class level. You can move from poor to middle class to rich. It has happened so many times here in America. Anyone can do it. So to me, when I view our citizenship, to me, it's a blessing, right? And for those who want it, that don't have it, it's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? I also look at it like I hit the jackpot. And the reason why I'm saying that is because America is only I think our population is only 10% of the world.
300 something.
Yeah. So that in itself means that I'm an extremely lucky man. That's how I view it. You know what I mean? And like the immigrants used to say back in the day, America, the streets are paved with gold. So to me, for immigrants to come here, right, it's a privilege and it should be treated as such. And I feel like us American citizens who are born here by birthright should also enforce it in that same manner.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I totally agree. And that's because that's the way the laws are set up. You know what I'm saying? The laws are set up describing exactly what you're saying.